a 06 CRF70 here, and today I'm going to show you how to do a top end on one of these. This one's got some worn out parts, it's burning lots of oil, lots of smoke coming out the exhaust, the owner says, so let's get into it. I'm going to start by taking the exhaust off. So it's got the 2 bolts at the cylinder head here, and then just the 1 hanger out back. It comes off as a complete assembly. Got the exhaust off here, and I'm thinking before I get into it, I'm going to do a compression check on this thing. So I got the spark plug out here, big dirty deposit on the top there. It's obviously burning lots of oil and running a bit rich, but I'm going to do a compression check on it before, and then we'll do one after I do a top end, see the difference. Got my compression tester hooked up here, and for those of you that don't know, you need a 10mm spark plug adapter. Honda says 142 to 171 psi you should get. Let's try it. Now this bike is cold, keep in mind I only ran it for like 30 seconds before bringing it in the shop here, but she's pretty weak. Now I'm going to do a leak down test to try and figure out where most of it's coming from, or where we're losing most of our compression through. So I'm going to take the intake elbow off here. We're going to pump air in and listen to where it comes out. So I'll check my other videos for how to do this, but I'm got the leak down tester on it here now. I'm holding the crank. One thing I noticed already is listen to this. So the intake valve's leaking, the seat's leaking. The exhaust actually I did already, and I can't really feel anything coming out of there. And there's probably a bit by the rings too. But I imagine it's just going to be carbon buildup in there. I mean, you saw the condition of the spark plug, so let's tear it down and get after it. Next thing I want to get off is this cover right here. You're kind of looking at it, you're wondering how the hell do you get that off? You got to come to the other side of the bike. This cover off right here. This guy was sitting on here just like this. 2 8mm bolts, but the one that you can just loosen off by itself is this 10mm guy here, the really long one. This travels through the center of the camshaft, and you can't really see it with the lighting, but it goes all the way through and it threads into that cover on the other side. From here, what you do is you just get a little punch that'll fit in there, and you can give it a tap, and that far cover should come off, and that will expose the camshaft sprocket. This is what it looks like when it's off. That's where that bolt threads into right here. And here's our cute little camshaft right here. So in order to separate the head from the cylinder, obviously it's connected via the chain, so we need to take off these 2 bolts right here, and that disconnects the sprocket from the camshaft. Just like that. Oh man, this thing's about to tip over. I have it on a wood block right now, so I'm not bending over too much. And this thing should just kind of slip off there. Don't worry, we're gonna get down there anyway to take the cylinder off, so I'm not worried about the chain or the sprocket falling, which, oh, I think I can. Holy hell. Sorry people, new fingers. Oh, okay, don't tell them I did that. Haha. And this side faces out with the O. That'll come important later. Alright, now to get this cylinder head off, it's these 4 bolts right here on these studs that pass through. You just take all these nuts off. Soft mallet on here. Oh, this guy too. And the head should slide right off. Just give her a light tap, break the seal, you'll see it move. There's little locating dowels on some of these studs, so depending on the age of your bike, they might be pretty corroded on there, so just be patient and slowly work your way around with the mallet until you can get her free, and then it's just a question of sliding it off. So here's the head. Look at the shmoo on there. We're gonna have to clean this right up, clean the valve seats up too. Then from here, getting the cylinder off is very simple. Got this 10mm bolt here which holds this idler, this chain idler that's in there, and then another 10mm here, and then this whole cylinder will slide right off too. So I got the cylinder out here. Before you go ordering a new piston kit, it's always a good idea to measure the bore size, and for that you can just use telescopic gauge and a caliper, a cheek caliper. Take a bunch of measurements and make sure that you have the correct bore size for the piston kit you're ordering. Quick reference right here is you can usually tell how worn a cylinder is by feeling the lip. You can see the line where the piston kind of comes up to. It doesn't come all the way up to the top, of course. If you feel a big step, a very noticeable step, then you should pay a little more close attention to your size that you get, or when you do your measurements. But anyway, this one's pretty good, but the rings were completely blown out. So I put these in, and the second ring, this is the top ring, this is the second ring, and the gap should be 0.2 maximum, 20 thou, 0.02, focus. There it is, 20 thou or 0.508 of a millimeter is Honda's service limit for the ring gap. And man, that second ring, I didn't even bother measuring it. I could tell right away. The top ring was around 35 thou, so it was obviously worn. So ordering a new piston kit, and I think most of our oil issues or oil burning issues are coming up through past the rings, but it has then caused the cylinder head to get very, very carboned up. I've got the valves out, as you can see here. Here's the exhaust valve. Oh my God, focus. This thing looks nasty. There's not much contact surface between the valve and its seat. So I'll get that cleaned up. The intake one as well. Without getting too serious, I'll just lap the valves real quick and put some new stem seals on them. And yeah, I'll wait for the new piston kit to come in and fire it on.